really trying to steer clear of love readings because I feel like it dumbs tarot down, but usually that pops out. So let's see. Let's see if we can get past that today. Okay, collective reading. Let's see what the foundation of the situation is. The Eight of Cups. Walking away from things that no longer serve you. It might suck, it might hurt at the moment, but you know it's for the best. So here's this person that's like out in the cold. They're completely naked looking at this castle. So it's uncomfortable, clearly, at the moment. Let's see what is crossing this. The Lovers. Could be a twin flame card. Could be a twin flame connection. Could have something to do with a decision. Might be dealing with a Gemini. This is what's crossing the foundation of the situation. Let's see what is the root of the situation. Oh my goodness. The King of Wands could be dealing with a fire sign. Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Somebody's working on communicating, or this is a real situation, so this is like subconsciously. Somebody knows that they need to work on something. Subconsciously, they might be thinking with their penis and not their head, and maybe they're working on that at the moment. It's the most recent past. The Ace of Cups, new love. The Ace of Cups is like being vulnerable with yourself, being clear about your emotions. Immediate future is the King of Swords. So we have divine counterparts here. We have the King and Queen of Swords. I wouldn't say that they're really, I wouldn't say, like, this is your subconscious. So everything else is in reality and this is in your brain. But the King of Swords is all about logic, speaking eloquently, getting your point across. It's about wisdom. Obviously, it's the King Solomon card. Yeah, someone's wise. So immediate future could be you, could be someone coming to you. We'll clarify. Let's look at the current energy. Two of Swords and the Hangman. Definitely something is stuck. Two of Swords is having to like go within about a decision. The Hangman is needing to see a situation from a different perspective. As you can see, this person's like upside down. The Swords right here, like crossing over this moon. So it's like something that you don't see and their eyes are closed. It's like something that you don't see, but it can be brought to life. But you just have to like sit with yourself and not listen to other people. You really just need to sit with yourself and listen to yourself. It's the current energy. In the environment. That's not what you need to do. That could be what you are doing right now. It's just sitting with yourself. Again, like that Ace of Cups, being clear on what it is that you're feeling. And now you need to like sit with it. Just experience that feeling. Might not be a good feeling. Might not be comfortable, but it's something that you need to do. And the environment is the 7 of Wands. So this is like standing up for what you believe in, something that you're passionate about. Desires of Wands are all about like our desires, passions, that spark that we get. And they even have like a butterfly on this card, so it's kind of like butterflies. So it's like standing up for what you believe in, something that gives you butterflies. And this is in your environment. So someone's standing up for what they believe in, or you're standing up for what you believe in with someone in your environment. Could have something to do with your past, because I just saw 6 of Cups. There's like a reconciliation card. Okay, so the advice. I have a broken pinky nail, so it might take a little bit longer than normal to shuffle. So it hurts. Oh, I feel like I need to sit up straight. I was like slouching. But I want to be close to this microphone. So, okay. Anyways, oh my God. It came out reversed. So all of my cards are, I intentionally make sure they're all upright. So if something comes out reversed, then it's meant to be read as reversed, I feel like. So Page of Cups is usually about intuitive messages. It's usually about apologies. Could be like a young water sign. But when it's upside down, it means like somebody's not using their intuition. They're not in their heart space at the moment. And with all the swords that are around, whatever is going on, it's like something, either someone's heart is closed off or someone needs to be logical, but we'll clarify again. So this is 5 of Swords. So again, like not being intuitive, like this is about like winning at all costs. So I think it's saying like someone needs to work on opening their heart. Queen of Cups is the best possible outcome. Yeah, this is definitely saying to like open your heart. It's like stop being like bitter Betty, basically, is what I feel like it's saying, because it's like the softy in tarot. This is like, I always say this is the divine masculine's heart, when he like gives it to the divine feminine, whatever. Bottom of the deck is the 8 of Swords. This is like being stuck in your own prison. It's like a mental prison. Like nothing is keeping you held back from whatever is happening except for yourself. Like the only person that can get you out of a certain situation or out of a certain feeling is you and your headspace. Yeah, so that's the foundation situation. This is a very uplifting reading. I'm so glad we're doing this at midnight. Oh no. 10% battery life, so let's make sure we get these messages out. So let's clarify the 8 of Cups. Foundation of situation. Something is not comfortable. Okay, the Hermit in reverse. Again, this is, so like the Hangman is like needing to see, the Hermit is like going within and find the answers. But when it's in reverse, it's basically saying like the Hangman. It's like you're stuck on a situation because you're not going within. You're not listening to yourself. You're thinking about like what society says, what the people in your life would say. Like you're just not listening to yourself, and you're in a really uncomfortable spot because you're being inauthentic, is what I feel like it's saying. So this person is completely naked, meaning they're very vulnerable at the moment. Whereas before, they were clothed probably and in this warm mansion, right? They were comfortable. But now they're uncomfortable, but they're authentic. They're being themselves at the moment. They're being as vulnerable as they can be when you're sitting there naked looking at a mansion that you just left, right? So the Hermit is basically saying like, there's a big problem with you not sitting with yourself, not sitting with what you're passionate about. So like this Hermit has a wand. And again, wands are about like our passions. This is like not being true to you about what it is that gives you butterflies, basically. Okay, so let's see. The Lovers crossing this. 5 of Wands, conflict, competition. Again, this doesn't have to be like a commitment, but I don't know. I always think of like 5 of Wands as like somebody dipping their stick, their phallic symbol, in a bunch of holes Like, that can be a problem if you, like, if there's like a sex addict or something, especially in a twin flame connection, because it's so much more than sex. Like, what makes you horny, how can I put this? It wasn't until I started meditating that I realized I could get excited from other things other than like physical touch or whatever. So like, even hitting a good golf swing is a great feeling. Definitely compared to orgasm. And I feel like this is like saying that. It's like somebody's focusing too much on sex and not enough on what gets them out of bed in the morning, basically. What makes life exciting. Which, I mean, sex is exciting, but whatever. Again, I feel like that's what they're saying. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. What makes you get up in the morning? What gets you excited? It has a little baby on there, too. Like, which I feel like is like being open-minded to what you get excited about. The Chariot, for the situation, like somebody's like rushing something or rushing in or something about moving. Again, that person was looking away from the castle out in the cold. And then this is like somebody moving, like running away from something. And it's got the yin and yang, which I always say this is kind of like a twin flame card too, because it's got the two, it always has the two horses that are white and black, yin and yang. So this is like somebody rushing to something else. Like this person's like rushing to a bunch of mansions, like on a hill, basically. So, King of Wands, working on communicating to intelligent women, maybe. I don't know. Or working on communicating, because King of Wands can be male. It doesn't have to be. Like working on communicating what gets you excited. Oh my God. The most recent pass is a Tower and then Ace of Cups. So like this new love, it's like being vulnerable with yourself, finding this self-love. I feel like this is the self-love card to me. Sitting with yourself, being true to yourself. Like, you can't live your life for other people. And I feel like there's been some epiphany about that in the past. Immediate future. King of Swords. We're dealing with a air sign. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Doesn't have to be male. I feel like if it's a king, it just has a stronger energy than the queen. I feel like the king is wise and the queen is bitter. So, Page of Swords. Somebody spying. Oh, this is like immature communication. This is like, these are like opposites. The immediate future is like somebody communicating with wisdom and somebody communicating passive aggressively. And the bottom of the deck is like Three of Wands, which is like waiting for your ships to come in. Or like traveling. Maybe somebody's thinking about going somewhere and they don't know how to communicate that. And maybe somebody's communicating with someone younger, more immature. Somebody's trying to be like wise and logical and fair about a situation with someone who is anything but that. And the current energy, Two of Swords and the Hangman. You need to just see things differently to make a decision. The Hierophant and Nine of Wands. So this is about like institutions, like government institutions or just institutions in general. It could be like churches. It could be about like contracts and stuff. It's about dogma. It's like tradition, programming. So it can be marriage. And the Nine of Wands is like not wanting to give up. So this is like right before you put in every single wand. There's only 10 wands. And when you get to 10 wands, that's when you just drop everything. And you're like, what the fuck have I been carrying this heavy load for? So this is something to do with like some type of contract, some type of government institution. Again, these are wands. And there's a shit ton of wands in this Hierophant card for some reason, which aren't usually a lot of cards. And then it's got like keys. I don't know, it could be something, I don't know why I'm thinking like bank institutions, could be something like heavy load that way, I don't know, but somebody needs to look at something differently. Like, I feel like something might be slowing something down. Okay, in the environment. And then it said King of Pentacles. So yeah, it could be something to do with money. I would say the King of Pentacles is the husband card. It's the guy that, like, is like the perfect husband. He gives you the 5-carat round diamond solitaire engagement ring. Perfect husband. And then leaves you alone. Gives you everything you want, but leaves you alone. To be weird and whatever. Gives you your space, but is there if you need them. Perfect. So then we have the 7 of Wands in the environment. But he's not a little bitch. King of Pentacles isn't somebody that gets taken advantage of. They're someone that is fair. It's like, you take care of them in ways other than monetarily, they'll take care of you. Monetarily. And emotional support So that's in the environment, the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. So we've got all these 7s, which is like God's number. So clearly somebody, I feel like somebody's resisting something, like that might be divinely, whatever, working with the divine, since 7 is like God's number. But there is the 7 of Wands, it's like standing up for what you believe in, and there's like these butterflies. But then the 7 of Swords, they're like stealing all the swords. So it's like running away from communication. So somebody in the environment could be lying, cheating, stealing, or deceptive about what they want. Because again, 7 of Wands is like standing up for what you believe in. And kind of a defensive type way. And this is running away from communicating about that. It's like, here's this one person has like all these stars, like all this magic, and then this other person has all these weapons, all these swords. So that's in the environment. 9 of Cups is like overindulging or wish fulfillment. Let's see, the Page of Cups in reverse is the advice. The Moon, something you don't see. Again, you're not able to see something because of your intuition, and the advice is, I guess you're not supposed to know. Like, this is something that's like hidden, and it's a trump card. There's only 22 trump cards in tarot, and the Moon is one of them, which means it's like divinely orchestrated. It's like a yod. So yeah, this is like not, I think it's saying not to listen to your intuition, because you're not going to be intuitive at the moment because things are murky, and they're supposed to be. They're hidden in the dark on purpose. So don't try to investigate it too hard. And then Queen of Pentacles. So that's the divine counterpart of the King of Pentacles. So something you're not supposed to see. You're going to have to deal with a wife or someone who is financially independent. But not really, because they have a baby. So they're like, the 9 of Pentacles is financially independent. This is more like someone who's able to do something on their own, but doesn't have to, because they have the King of Pentacles, who is an upstanding citizen in society. Who's not going to make them do all this shit on their own, okay? Okay. So you wouldn't be the Queen of Pentacles if you're single and doing it all on your own. You'd be the 9 of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles has that backbone, the King of Pentacles, to make the 10 of Pentacles. And it's hilarious because, of course, the 9 of Pentacles pops out, which is what I was saying. I was saying that the Queen of Pentacles is not independent. The 9 of Pentacles is independent. The 9 of Pentacles does it all on their own, and they don't need a backbone. They don't need support. But that is coming out with the Queen of Cups, which again is the person who is intuitive, who has their heart open, who goes with the flow. There's all these dolphins in the ship. Who's like going with the flow of life. That's not trying to force connections just to have someone, just because it looks good on paper, just because that's the next step. This is someone that is literally like okay with being by themselves because their heart is open and they know that what is meant for them is going to come to them. So yeah, the best possible outcome is that you get in a state where you're not holding on to burdens for the sake of how it looks. That you're tapping into your faith in yourself and the direction of your life. And I feel like this is basically saying, like, this person doesn't let money or their emotions get the best of them. That they have a level head. They trust that whatever is meant to be in life or love will be. And then let's look at the bottom of the deck. The Page of Pentacles. This is about starting over. This is about learning something new. So the Nine of Pentacles is like that financially independent person, but they all have to start at the Page of Pentacles where you don't have shit. And this can be anything in the man-made. This can be time. This can be money. This can be knowledge. This can be anything in the 3D world, man-made, whatever. And this one, she's holding on to a pentacle, but she's reading. So this is like somebody that's studying something. So again, this is someone trapped in their head, trapped in all the knowledge they already know. This is someone trapped in their own logic. And this is someone being like, I'm open to learning new shit. Even if I am a student. I've always been a master, maybe, possibly. I've always been whatever. And like the King of Pentacles, we saw that wherever, I think that was at the bottom of the deck. Both King and Queen of Pentacles are at the bottom of the deck because they're not out here. And it's like, who cares if you made it to the top of whatever you thought the top was? If it's not what you thought it was going to be and you're not enjoying it, it's okay to start over as a page. I mean, if you were king or queen, in order to get to this Nine of Pentacles, if you are a king or queen, because usually you have to be a Nine of Pentacles to become a king or queen of Pentacles. But if you are at a stage where now you're like either too dependent, like emotionally or financially or whatever, if somebody else is affecting your happiness, then you can't be at the Nine of Pentacles anymore. And so you need to start over and figure out what happened. And it might not be what happened. It just has to be with, it's just a part of your journey. It was meant to be. Whatever misstep or whatever has happened, I don't believe in missteps. I think everything happens for a reason. It's okay to start at the bottom if it gets you out of this bullshit of being stuck in your head. It's like there's nothing worse than being trapped in your own thoughts, negative thoughts, unhappy thoughts. It's better just to start over. Okay? So that is the collective reading, practice reading. Happy April.